What is up, everybody? Welcome back. We are continuing with the boys, Huey and Starlight's adventure. I don't know why I suddenly shifted into saying Stormlight during the first episode discussion for Starlight, but I guess I don't know what happened there. But I'm gonna talk a bit about um, Compound V just for a bit, because there are things that I am, let's say there are certain theories that I'm currently crafting at the top of my head, that I didn't necessarily had in mind when I was watching or when I was recording the discussion for the first episode. So, Compound V, what is it about? Basically, the show hasn't really said anything about it, but I can give some ideas. I mean, obviously, the V for VOD and also 5, so pretty sure it's going to be for VOD, Compound VOD. But it's more so what Compound V is actually for and its significance towards the superheroes, the soups, if you will, as the characters in the show describes them as. Because there's a lot of mystery, but there's also a lot of sinister energy, a sinister vibe in regards to like Compound V, because like I'm forgetting some character names, but like the woman who seems to be like in charge of VOT, or at least like the spokeswoman for them, talking about like, hey, anything you heard, rumors and such about our superheroes and whatnot, like ignore them if you please, anything to do with Compound V and such. And it's also the fact that when they were talking about Compound V, the first time that that Compound V was kind of introduced to us, the audience, they immediately after that we cut to a shot of the both of them, the woman and the dude, the guy who obviously gets killed later on in the end of the episode, just sitting side by side. But then you see somebody flying by. I'm 99% certain that it's probably going to be Homelander, because there's nobody else that fits the criteria of, hey, superhero that can fly. And also makes sense that it is Homelander, because Homelander was the one who eventually kills the dude by the end of the episode. But what I am trying to get is, what does it have to do with Homelander? Like, what is Compound V? Because I feel like it has something to do with Homelander. I mean, look, Homelander is pretty much like the Superman of the show, right? He is the Superman archetype. And if we're talking about archetypes and obviously tropes in superhero movies and such, usually there are, in a way, how do I describe them? Freak experiments where certain governmental bodies or private companies trying to meddle around the with the genetics and with the forces of nature to either enhance people or to create their own superheroes. This is most prominent with, in my current mind, this is most prominent with X-Men, in terms of like having these storylines where you're gonna get a bunch of characters getting experimented on and becoming somebody who they're not, so I'm a part of me is thinking that Compound V is similar in that regard. I don't remember what it is called in the X-Men. The thing that has to do with like Deadpool and Wolverine himself to a degree. You know what I'm talking about, right? At least I hope you do. But yeah, I'm thinking something in the more something along the lines of like that in terms of Compound V. Like VOD is maybe experimenting or using, I don't know, super serums or whatever to enhance their superheroes or to give them super abilities. Maybe Homelander himself is an experiment, like the fact that he has a lot of super powers, like he can fly, he can shoot lasers. I would imagine that he could do other things. I mean, I don't know, we haven't seen it yet. But if he is Superman and Superman, the Superman equivalent, and Superman being a character with a lot of abilities, broken abilities, I would also add. Yeah. what's that? What's the connection here? So that's gonna be it in terms of like my thoughts and my current opinions about Compound V, what it is about, connections here and there that I'm gonna attach for the time being. Could be right, could be wrong, but yeah, that's gonna be it. Don't give me any hints on whether or not what I'm saying is right or wrong, because I want to be surprised. No spoilers, obviously, but yeah, that's gonna be it. So hope you guys enjoy my reaction to The Boys Season 1 Episode 2. If you do, hit the like, subscribe, share the video. You know the drill by now. Full uncut and early access available on the Patreon. Timer-based reactions in the description below. And let us jump straight into the episode.
Oh, shit.
Well, yeah, you're in it now. Hey, title drop. But oh god. Oh shit, he's alive. Yeah, I thought it would be too easy for him to die immediately.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Yes! Yes, he's alive! Okay. Seeing our faces.
Yeah. Gotta get rid of him.
Let me out! Pull over! Huey, you walk away now, and you will never get payback for Robin. You'll spend the rest of your life sitting on your ass and fucking regret. Now, is that what you want?
This is a matter of this is what he wants, but when he actually got to this moment, it's that sign of regret, like, oh shit, do I really want to do this? Do I really not want to do this? Is she like a shapeshifter or something? I don't know what that was about, but interesting.
Who is he? This guy? Oh, this here's Huey Campbell. We're gonna let him jump together.
And he's still alive.
Huey's reaction there, like, wait, what?
You dumb fucks are fucking dead! Have you any... He's chipped. The soups can be on their way. Homelander can be on his way right now. Wait, he's chipped? You bring this to my doorstep. This is not my problem, huh?
Well, it is now. He knows what you look like.
Yeah.
My man, how you doing? Look, I brought you something.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That thanks.
I asked for translucent.
Right, but Translucent is on a secret undercover mission right now.
I like how fast the viewership is rising.
That was my only wish. He's my hero.
And the emotes, I just noticed that.
You know, maybe you can swing by next week or something.
He's not gonna be here next week. Oh, the viewership just plummets.
You'll teach me to outrun cancer?
Ooh.
Where is Translucent?
We know he's not in the building. He hasn't triggered any of the motion sensors.
So he's not chipped then, if this is the situation that the 7 is kind of at in regards to Translucent's whereabouts.
Black Noir. We haven't properly met yet. I'm Starlight.
Black Noir. Giving her the silent treatment. It's better to stay silent than be a full-on dickhead, I guess.
To team up tomorrow night.
With A-Train or the Deep.
The Deep is coming.
Yeah.
Everyone on 82 is so excited to get you out there.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
Oh man, the zoom in on her. I am feeling uncomfortable. She is feeling uncomfortable because we know.
It's just RF shielding foil. You can get it at Fry's.
You're in tech intelligence?
Sales and installation.
Tech intelligence.
What do you think, Frenchie?
You just dropped the Moby fucking dick of problems on my plate.
He did.
Fuck it, electrocution will just increase the amps.
You already hit him with enough to drop a water buffalo and look.
Come on, Huey. Use your brains.
I thought we'd question him or something. You're talking about randomly killing one of the most famous men on the planet. A goddamn national treasure.
Well, I mean,
I'm not a murderer.
That's all right. I am.
Look, A-Train is a fierce competitor, but no one can be the world's fastest man forever.
A-Train's locomotive.
About 2 miles down at the bottom of Hudson Canyon. There are no survivors. And I've yet to locate the flight recorder.
Hmm.
It appears to be engine failure. So I'd like to.
What was she? What is that?
Still going strong, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've just been pumping for 30 minutes, and I got quarter of an ounce.
Ah.
Madeline, I heard him. Through the wall. He was blackmailing you.
I am the last person you need to save.
Yeah, but I did it for you.
Interesting. So she didn't necessarily give the order, but Homelander did it himself, huh? Alright.
How did he even know about Compound V?
We
All right.
are not going to talk about that.
Oh, come
Oh,
on,
come-
Madeline. You do not need to hide things from me.
Gonna be a while until we learn about this Compound V.
I need you to charm the shit out of those congressmen.
Right. Because that's all I'm good for, huh?
There's a bit of manipulation between the both of them here. Hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Gods are pure, and they're perfect.
I wonder if Homelander is not born with powers, but
You're leaking.
Thank you.
excuse me? What? Leaking from where? But yeah, interesting. That conversation and that dynamic. Hmm. Oh, Simon Pegg is calling you. You're not answering that, Huey. I gotta call him.
You're a sensitive boy. Come home. Okay, before you do something stupid, come home, Huey.
The more somebody calls Huey sensitive or any weak derogatory term, the more Huey's gonna go like this.
Oh. Well, I heard we had a meeting. So I'll just leave you to it.
Come on in.
Ooh, Homelander. Anthony Starr. There is a presence here that immediately makes me uncomfortable, but also shows like who's actually in control of the scene. I love it. Because Homelander is kind of unpredictable in certain cases.
Am I stupid, Eve?
No. You're not.
Smart. Very smart.
Yeah, you don't want to piss him off, obviously.
I didn't really see anything down there, as a matter of fact.
That's what I thought.
Duh. Look, I don't like the Deep, but still though, like, I would love to see more of him.
Now go fuck Shamu in the blowhole.
What? What? Excuse me, what? Who the fuck is Shamu? Alright.
I'm indestructible. It's only a matter of time before they come for me. You're fucking dead.
Oh no. Well, it's gonna be easier for the other soups to find him now. Well.
Yeah, we haven't been able to ping Translucent's chip until about 5 minutes ago.
Shit.
That is the best you can do? It's possible the chip's glitching or...
I forgot his name, but I love that he just saw Stillwell and he just walks away.
Fucking idiots, I could be doing so much more.
Starlight does not want to be here.
I mean, sure, 4 million hits a day, still, it's fucking demeaning.
This dude.
You had a crush on me, remember?
That gives you no right.
zero right to do what you did, you pathetic asshole.
Tell him.
You're just the fish guy. Everyone thinks you're a joke. Understand me?
Way to go, Starlight. Show him who's boss. Don't let him boss you around. But also having that control over your powers. Well. You know, sometimes I do wonder why...
Hurry up, move faster. You're amazing. That was so great. That was really good. Smile for the camera.
Wow. It's just a reality show. But yeah, sometimes I do wonder, like, in a world where superheroes exist, especially this one.
Congrats on your promotion, Susan.
Jesus Christ, Butcher.
I'll talk about it later.
You made it suicide to go after the Supes.
Oh. Very interesting. Curious about his previous jobs then.
My superpower ain't invisibility. You know that, right? It's reading people. Watching them when they think they're alone.
Yeah. In the bathroom. but yeah.
I see you too, pal.
Right.
Let's see where this goes.
Shitting in your tidy whities because you're in over your head. Fucked. And you know it.
I mean, he... Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh.
Homelander's gonna find me. And when he does, he's gonna burst you wide open. I'm not gonna make it home in time for cocktails, because that's who you are and that's who I am. You're not the hero of this story.
That was a great shot of, like, closing in on him. Going through, like, the wires and such. Keep your hands clean, huh? And the fact that it's a picture of a baby. Are you a baby, Huey?
But our work is not done. There are millions more children just like Asim.
How does he... Wait, what? How does Black Noir drink that through the math? Never mind.
You see Robertson over there. He's got Lockheed in his state and in his pocket. McRae, he's got Fort Bragg and his couple of thousand voters. No one wants to outsource to you.
Interesting. At the end of the day, Supes are still second place in the power scale of the world.
My heroes are the most loyal, patriotic.
That's just it. They're your heroes, aren't they?
Your heroes, not America's heroes. Interesting dynamic that they're setting up between, like, the political side and the corporate side.
The girl said no.
We're all friends here.
Yeah, it's all good. It's fine.
Doesn't look fine. I like how ah, shit, somebody's... Ah, fuck, Starlight's gonna get... This is your superhero? Beating people?
What is that?
It will help with your anxiety. It's LSD and MDMA. This is a candy flip.
Could they just drug Translucent to death? Like, give him poison in his water or something? Destroy him from the inside because you can't destroy him from the outside.
Each one with a unique power that requires a unique solution.
Yep. Every hero has a weakness.
You know, I saw this woman once in a Midtown elevator, 2008. I think about her all the time. She was the first person I ever killed.
Oh.
You ready?
Kinky.
You feel good and deep, baby. You ready?
Oh, love born ready.
You're going in.
Giddy up, gal. Come on. That feels different.
Well, there is a shapeshifter, but not the one that I thought, but... Fascinating. Homelander looking at himself. Do you like seeing yourself in the mirror, Homelander?
Bleeding nipples to quit now. I am doing this.
Oh. Homelander, you got some issues. We need to talk about them. Thinking about the turtle and the shell and how to... Yeah.
I need him unconscious.
Frenchie, immediately.
Because I got it.
Yeah.
They said she was a friend. It was date rape, I think.
Great. Well, she hasn't come forward, and statistically, she's not likely to. So all we really have is 2 Delta Betas who insist they were just getting drunk in an alley until you beat them unconscious.
Yeah.
You're gonna have meetings with risk assessment, with crisis management, with legal. Jerry's gonna lose his shit. Fuck.
No, basically what A-Train did. You know, what A-Train went through. We're just seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff of that.
I realize how busy you were last night.
Oh boy, here we go. The blackmail.
These are fake.
I think we both know they're not.
The sad reality is they're not fake.
I should know. I was there.
You what?
Excuse me? Oh.
That will be all, doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
I would love to continue our conversation from last night.
Still well.
It's not fatal to be a homosexual these days.
It is in Oklahoma, sir, where your voters live.
Well, that is a problem.
No one wants your fucking soups in the army?
We'll see.
Oh.
Listen, Annika. I'm the Homelander. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. Okay? Translucent's last known position. Please.
Yeah, I feel like out of all of the soups, Homelander's probably the only one who can control the others, who may probably take only orders from Stillwell, you know, or from the top.
If I'll stick something down your throat, you may vomit it up.
The ass?
There's truly only one way.
What did you do to me?
He stuck a lump of plastic up your bum.
No! Oh shit. Well. Homelander's coming though. Coming in hot.
I trigger this. Also bang. It's heavy.
I don't know where A-Train was going that night he killed the girl, okay, but I know where he's coming from. Pop claws.
Okay. Pop Claw.
But unfortunately for you, we're out of time.
No. Please. Listen.
Rip.
Hill.
What is that? Homelander.
Searching the area, right?
You pull the detonator, he will hear.
That is a conundrum.
Chérie, it's a bell.
Okay. Well, fuck. Well, fuck. Great shot.
Get the fuck back in that cage. Sir, I need to see in the back of the van.
I mean, technically, Homelander can just use the X-ray vision, right? But we're building tension here. Yeah, he's using the X-ray vision. Oh, okay.
You'll be glancing over your shoulder your whole...
This is a big decision for Huey as well. Distraction.
You'll be the hero that saved Translucent.
Nah.
You can still go home.
That's not Huey's path, though. Yet another person telling him to go back to his former life. click. Come on, Huey. Not clean anymore, huh? Cherry bomb. Fucking wild to use this song. And that was The Boys, Season 1, Episode 2, and what a way to end the episode, especially for Huey, his character development, and of course the unfortunate, is it really unfortunate? Kind of. The unfortunate explosion of translucent into a puddle of, well, blood. The cheeky little poster of keep your hands clean, and it's the picture of a baby. And I mean, look, I've said this before in the previous episode, and I'll say it again, just for clarity. The Boys is not the most subtlest of shows, and I enjoyed it. I don't mind this at all. I feel like when a show knows that it's not trying to be subtle, because that's the thing though. Sometimes there are stories that are trying to be subtle, but they're obviously not subtle at all. And then there are shows and stories like The Boys where they know that they're not trying to be subtle, and they are leaning towards that fact. It's like they are telling the audience immediately that, hey, we're not trying to be subtle here. We're not trying to hide things. We're not trying to be smart on certain things. There are some interesting and smart decisions here, yes, but it's more so in terms of subtleties that no, we're not trying to be subtle here. In fact, we're leaning towards we are leaning towards the unsubtleties. That's the point. That's the joke of it all, and I don't mind it. I think it works for this show specifically, and especially for its like crude humor and its meta narrative and its just overall commentary on its multiple subject matters. Yeah, go for it, because when you do it, when you set out something to do and you do that thing really well, I'm gonna enjoy it. That's basically it. So far 2 episodes in, I really enjoyed the unsubtleties of The Boys. I mean, keep your hands clean. Huey is a character who has been pretty clean in terms of, his kill count, if you will. I'm sure we're probably going to see more death from Huey in the future. Maybe not. But the fact that it's a picture of the baby, and we can obviously relate that to Huey being a quote-unquote a baby, at least that is how a lot of people perceive Huey to be as, a person who can't really do anything. You're a nobody. You're somebody who has no fight. You have no fight, as his father says. You're not that guy. You're not that dude. You're not him. And Huey here is basically saying, no, I am him. I'm literally the main character, or at least one of the main characters. So I have a purpose. I have a plot, and I have relevance, and I am absolutely going to do it. My hands are not clean on this. And lo and behold, the final scene of the episode, here we are, discussing a bit about Homelander, Stillwell, and Compound V. In fact, I'll talk about Compound V immediately, because that was the first thing that I talked about in this video, in the intro, just to further discuss the idea. Yeah, it does seem like they are kind of hinting, or at least they are kind of leading us to a direction that Compound V is somehow tied with Homelander for certain reasons, for an unknown connection. Because I feel like, I don't know, the thing about Compound V and its secrecy right now is that so far only Homelander and Stillwell are the characters in the show that have acknowledged it, at least the ones from the soups, the ones from VOD. Obviously we got like the politicians, but they have their own ways of knowing. So I'm curious to know like how many other soups, especially in terms of like in the 7, that knows about Compound V, and besides Homelander, because there is a good possibility, there is a good chance that nobody else in the Seven knows about Compound V except for Homelander and Stillwell. Like, this is just like their two these like it could, Compound V could just be like their two it could be these two's own personal knowledge. Because now I'm starting to think about what is the relationship between Compound V and Homelander specifically. Like, are they implying that Compound V has to do with Homelander's abilities? Like, does Homelander get stronger because of whatever Compound V is? Is Homelander a product of Compound V? You know, superhuman soldiers who not only obeys you, but you can obviously control them. You know, we're talking about like armies going into battle, because that is kind of like what the show is kind of setting up in terms of like the conflict between Vought, Stillwell, and the politicians, right? And the government of the US, or I guess of the world, if we're going that far, because there is this weird bond between Homelander and Stillwell that I am sensing here. And I can't put my finger on it immediately on whether this is romantic feelings, sexual feelings, or is it something else, or is this like more familial in a way, you know, something more fucked up, you know? Because look, I mean, it's one thing when the two characters here are, you know, having this kind of almost intimate moment, right, where Stillwell is just like caressing Homelander's head here, you know, and Homelander feeling her warmth, and another where Homelander is just basically spying on her getting milk. I don't know what else, I don't know how else to say it, but yeah. So what's up with that? Homelander, he has a lot of problems, a lot of good problems in terms of making me feel very interested in his character, because this is a character who is not only broken, but almost to the point where I say inhuman. Like the other characters that I've seen, you know, like if you look at like the Deep, for example, or Translucent, or all of the other soups, they're still they're terrible. They showcase a lot of bad behavior, a douchebag, or whatever you want to call them, but they're still inherently human emotions, you know, that obviously the dark side or the evil side of human personalities, but Homelander's showcasing one that is more disturbing to the point where a normal person would not be doing what Homelander is doing. You know what I mean? Like the Deep trying to, you know, the Deep sexually assaulting Starlight, terrible behavior, evil, downright evil, I would say, but I would personally, I would say that that's still human behavior. It's terrible human behavior, but it's behavior where I'm like, it's a normal behavior for a terrible person. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a normal behavior for somebody who is a douchebag. Like, you would expect them to act this way, right, as a human. But Homelander immediately, right now, just the fact that he is spying on technically his boss, and I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Like, this dude is not human. He is, but it's psychological behaviors that goes beyond normal terrible behaviors. I need a psychological expert to discuss Homelander and what his behavior is, because this is yeah. It does ultimately make me curious in what is the relationship between Homelander and Stillwell. Like, what does Homelander see in Stillwell, and what does Stillwell see in Homelander? Like, again, is this romantic feelings, sexual feelings, or is this something more familial, like Homelander seeing Stillwell more as a mother figure? You know, like Homelander being just a boy that is, you know, an adult that is acting childish. And from all of that, all I gotta say is just props to Anthony Starr, because look, I've been hearing, praises from people in regards to like Anthony Starr. I think Anthony Starr got like nominated for a bunch of awards in terms of like his acting for The Boys, but to see it already in the second episode and just to see like what he can bring to the table, like from his micro expressions, from his change in demeanor, his tone, his ever presence. Yeah, fantastic job, bravo. Now we're talking about new characters. Frenchie here, I love him. I think he's a solid addition so far. Like this particular scene where he is talking about like this girl that he met, and he was so he's fascinated by this girl, and he feels like there is some connection, but only to the reveal that ultimately she was the first soup that he killed. It does paint him in a certain light, and I like what I am seeing. Frenchie, I do wish that we get to see more of him, and I do hope that Frenchie doesn't get killed early on in the show, because I do think that he is a really interesting character, and I do want to see more of him. A really interesting and I guess intricate character, so to speak. We don't know much about him aside from like this little backstory that he told us, but ultimately that did make me feel more interested and connected to him as a person. Like, okay, I get where he's coming from now. Like, I kind of understand a little bit in terms of like why he is the person that we know now. Obviously, still a lot to unpack, but ultimately, right now, I get the gist of it. One part that I really love about this episode is this reveal for Starlight that, yeah, all of this that you've done, it's kind of like a reality show, right? You're saving people, but you're also doing this for basically for the world to see you in a very directed perspective. Like it's PR work. This is a PR. It's not really a PR stunt, but you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like the world wants to see the heroes in this like heroic, almost celebrity like status where they're like, hey, we're just doing our job, like beat them out of their asses, right? And you know what I'm talking about. So for Starlight to immediately get this revelation of like, yeah, all of those good deeds, or at least the good dialogue that the superheroes say on television, kind of scripted, like it's all for show, it's all an act. I mean, we get that idea from the first episode, but just to see it more in the second episode, especially for Starlight, yeah. I talked about like where or how Starlight could go as a character in the first episode, and I feel like by the second episode, I think now more than ever, it's becoming clear and evident that Starlight is going to be the only good person for the time being on the superhero side. And she will, and she has to find a way to basically not take over the system, but like challenge the system into something that is not as corrupt as this. And that's going to be a really hard task to do, right? Because you're one against hundreds and dozens of people, and technically the whole world, now that I think about it, because like, is the world ready to see their heroes be in this light, in this dark? I would say, I don't know what I'm talking about, but sometimes exposing the corrupt government can also lead to civil unrest, because people will be upset. Obviously people will, be, what the fuck? What do you mean? And then that will lead to unrest, that will lead to chaos, and then chaos leads to destruction. And that is usually how a lot of these stories where the rebellion tries to destroy the empire, and then that is like the empire's way of saying, hey, you destroy us, you basically destroy all of society, so what are you gonna do about it? That's one trope, and I don't know if The Boys is gonna go on that route as well, but I feel like it's gonna be, because again, like, these superheroes, they're technically saving the world. Sure, it's mostly an act, but they're still saving the world. So to take that away, what's the public opinion on that? Like, what's the public gonna think about? I don't think it's gonna be as simple as, oh yeah, the public is immediately going to turn against their superheroes because they realize that they're all dicks. No, the public will still gonna feel like, well, they're dicks, but they're still saving our lives, so who cares? And I feel like that's gonna be the public opinion. And that is the sad reality. Most of us are kind of complacent. Some of us are still gonna feel like, well, I didn't vote for him, I didn't vote for them, but, you know, if they're out of the office, then the country's basically fucked, so it is what it is. And that is basically how that is almost every people on, every person on this world right now, currently, basically, you know? So it is a hard thing to tackle and a hard thing to go against. It's not a simple, you know, kill Sauron, the Lord of all evil, and then everything's gonna be handy dandy and a-okay. No, it's a lot more complex than that. It's a lot more complicated, and I want to see where The Boys is going to take that, because obviously, yeah, like I said, obviously we know what the problem is. We just don't know what is the implication if we get rid of the problem on the grand scheme of things. There's a few stuff in this episode that I don't have much to say just yet. For example, like this scene between Billy Butcher and Susan here. Obviously, they have a history, they have a past. Susan now being, I guess, a CIA agent, but there's not much to say other than they are hinting at something going on with them, which will obviously tie to the Butcher's like own character development. The scene where A-Train visits this poor boy who's dying of cancer, and this is a very comedically directed scene, by the way. I will say that, like, from the little bits of like the view count rising, and then when the reveal happened, the view count just dramatically drops, and then you see like the various different emotes and the emotions of the people from the crying to the angers and everything. It's satirically perfect, in my opinion. I don't need to talk about the fact that a doppelganger just did this to the politician, but you know, political machinations and superheroes trying to stay independent and not be controlled by the state. So there is that. So yeah, overall, fantastic episode. Really enjoyed this second episode of The Boys. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction as well and my review. If you do, hit the like, subscribe, share the video. And I will see you all next time for the next episode of The Boys. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.